Konnichiwa, viewers. Welcome to another episode of Kyoto by Night, The Second Breath. This evening, we are introducing a new face to the court. We have somebody who is new to us, but not necessarily new to the city, as this individual has been, well, around a long time. However, recent addition to Kyoto, a recent addition to the Second Breath. So, Miss Koruda Mayumi, you have been, after an exceptionally extended tour of Yomi, have now come back and reunited with your mortal descendants. So what is it that you do to occupy your time through the evenings?
Mayumi would be most of the time training in her her descendants' business. She's sort of acting right now as the bodyguard, sort of, when he sends his girls out to, an area of the city that isn't quite safe, she'll go with. And she's probably training some other people to do the same. And also probably taking some time. He's probably trying to teach her a bit about the modern world, so she doesn't go around trying to kill someone because they insulted her honor. She would have probably picked up this schoolgirl outfit for her work, because, what better way to protect her charges than look like one of them? Then if somebody is going to go after him, then hopefully they'll go after her and not the other girl. So.
Okay, so protector for high-end escorts in the city of Kyoto, and trying to help other similar protectors to be equally well-equipped. Yes. And yes, after your initial training in the path of the dragon, it is probably good to have somebody that you can rely on for assistance in the modern nights to try to deal with some of the differences. So on this particular night, you are assisting an individual. She's visiting a regular client, so the risk is very low, but you're still going just because that is your duty, and it is good for appearances, because you don't want the regulars to think that they can start getting away with something because nobody's around. And I'll have you do a perception alertness roll while you are waiting downstairs in the odd iron contraption that traverses the distances with you.
You said perception awareness?
Alertness. Perception alertness.
Okay. Same dice pool either way. I just wanted to make sure. I believe that's one success, depending on the difficulty.
Okay. There is a large van that is kind of driving rather erratically down the street. It's going very fast. You can hear some sirens in the distance, but the sirens sound like they're going in the wrong direction. And as this van is kind of swerving a little bit after taking the last corner, you can see it's still not quite driving straight, but eventually kind of pulls over to the side of the road and parks along the sidewalk. The vehicle's still running, but the driver seems to be checking the windows and whatnot.
So I'm waiting outside while the girl is inside with the client, correct? Or is
yes,
the client
you wouldn't be inside with them.
Okay.
But yeah,
I wasn't sure if we were en route or if we were already there.
No, you're already there. You're just waiting downstairs while she's doing her job.
So she probably So Mayumi checks the area, just seeing if anyone else is around and has noticed the strange activity, and she'll
Okay.
probably get maybe a knife or something out. I don't know what kind of. She probably have like some sort of small knife on her for her job, but probably isn't very armed because I mean they aren't going to think she's a working girl if she's carrying around a gun or something. So she
Well, and
probably have like one of the a little stiletto.
firearms are not as commonly carried in Japan either. So
Mm.
that would raise a lot more questions than it would solve problems. So
Yes, I'm assuming she has like a little stiletto or something.
okay.
But she'd grab that and probably just get out of the vehicle and stand outside of the vehicle, kind of on edge.
Okay, and the driver in the vehicle doesn't seem to be paying you any attention at all. You can see that he's gotten on the phone and he's making having a conversation with somebody on the phone while he keeps nervously checking at the mirrors. Again, you can hear that the sirens are dimming in an opposite direction.
Okay. So is how far like is he down the street or is he across the street? Like where is he in relation to Mayumi?
Um, it's not directly across the street, but he's not too far from it. Like he's like maybe a couple vehicle lengths farther down the road than just straight across.
Okay, she'll probably try up. So she'll get up and she'll try and very casually walk past the car down and turn like the corner and loop around to get back to the build to her vehicle.
Okay. You can make a manipulation subterfuge roll.
Ooh, that's not gonna go well. I'll spend a willpower point on this.
Okay.
So it's one success. And of course, probably didn't need it.
Okay. All right. And so you're just looping down on your side of the road, or are you crossing the street as well as part of your
She'll
loop?
stay on her side of the road because like what she's gonna do is she's gonna go down the road, churn, and just loop around the block to get back to her vehicle.
Okay. Make another perception alertness roll.
Okay. One success.
Okay. Then you can notice that there are some at the back window of the van has a few spiderweb bullet holes in the glass, but it appears to be reinforced glass. I guess you wouldn't necessarily recognize, but yeah, there's looks like somebody has pierced the windows with arrows, but the arrows are not sitting there. They must have pulled them out.
All right, so she'll kind of she's trying to not show interest in the vehicle as she walks away, but she'll note that and loop around back to her vehicle.
Okay.
And once she turns around the corner, she'll be very much more, very more open about watching her surroundings and being shown she's actually looking around her, where she was kind of just acting like kind of like someone tired and
Okay.
that kind of thing when she was going by the car.
Okay. Yeah. So a few minutes go by. You can see the drivers hanging up on the telephone. Bangs on the partition behind him, to the enclosed area behind him in the van, and checks through the window and the vehicle starts slowly pulling away from the sidewalk.
Okay. She'll watch it, but they're not really presenting a threat to her charge, so she's not really going to go running away from her charge and go chasing after a vehicle that,
Okay.
as far as she can tell, isn't a threat to her or her charge. So
Okay. Yeah, so the van pulls out, heads down the road. After the appropriate time passes, your charge comes back downstairs so that you guys can get back into this metal contraption to take her back to home base. And let's see here. And as you guys are traveling, make a perception alertness roll.
2 successes, maybe 3. I'm not sure what the diff is. But if it's a standard, it's 3.
That'd be 3. So you can hear sirens again as you guys are traveling down the road, and you do see the same van pulling up onto the same highway that you guys are on and zipping past, and it's driving a lot more erratically now. And actually sideswipes your vehicle, so grazingly slams into the side of the car you're in, causing you guys to lurch, and you can see it kind of bounce off of your vehicle and careening into the side of the guardrail along the road on the other side of it from you.
So is it off the road now, or is it still driving?
It's still driving on the road. It's just kind of it bounced off your car, and then it swerved over, and now it's kind of bounced off of the side of the road there. The individual behind the wheel is slumped over.
I'm assuming that we had like a driver with us, or that the girl is driving, since obviously
you guys
can't drive.
Yeah, you had a driver, since you can't drive.
Yeah.
You would be probably training the drivers, because that would be a lot more cost efficient for your ally to have the drivers also be the bodyguards. But
so she tapped the driver on the shoulder and indicate the vehicle that just sideswiped them, and she'd ask him to follow the vehicle, but not stop, just to see where it's going. It might be useful to report to their boss later.
Okay, make a charisma leadership roll.
She's not very good at talking. 2 8s.
Okay. He seems a little confused. I guess better be behind than beside the way that they're driving. He pulls in behind. You can see the van. It swerves. It bounces back over, hits another vehicle a little bit harder than it hit your guys' car. And then as it swerves back, you guys are going up a ramp, and it actually, when it hits the guardrail, it launches over the side of the ramp and sails before hitting the ground and bouncing.
All right, she'll have the driver pull over a street over.
Okay. Sure. He pulls over a little ways down.
What part of the city are we in right now?
You guys would be probably central Tokyo, near the station district. So pretty urban, a lot of roadways and business buildings, not so much residential.
Okay, about how far are we from where her business would be, or where her
Where her work
family,
is?
like the family, yeah, where she'd be taking the girls back.
I would say probably not too much farther at this point, because you probably wouldn't be driving all the way across the city, so you'd probably stay within a localized area.
Okay, so you'd probably be easily within walking distance.
For you, easily, yeah.
Yeah, so she'll have the driver take the girl back, and she'll get out, and she'll tell him to tell her boss that she was investigating something that just doesn't quite feel right to her. She just kind of doesn't feel right about it, so she's going to go investigate. So, and then she'll get out of the vehicle and kind of just like, are people rushing over to the wreck? Like,
No,
like
they're not.
they're
Nobody's
barely staying
going.
with her.
Nobody's going near it.
Okay.
Not my circus, not my monkey.
Okay. So she'll probably just stand across the street and kind of just appear to be lounging there, trying to appear just to be lounging there.
Okay. She's just lounging across the street from where the vehicle tipped over.
Yes.
Okay.
Watching it. So.
All right. Make a perception alertness roll then.
At 9.
Okay. You can see the van is shaking, and can hear banging sounds. The doors are crumpled pretty bad, and it's actually standing straight up, so it's resting on the back doors. So it looks like something or a group of people are trying to overturn it to get out of the van.
All right. She'll probably just stay there and watch. I mean, it's probably pretty hard for her to stay still and not do something, but caution is kind of worrying in her head right now. All these people could be dangerous.
Okay. After a few moments, you can see that the van's toppled over, and the back door gets wrenched right off, and kind of unfolds itself out of the back of the van, clutching a black box under its one arm.
Oh, fuck. I hope that isn't actually what the picture is supposed to be, because she's not killing us slow. She sees that, and I'm assuming people, if anybody's around,
There's nobody around. There's nobody around. They're basically, like, there might be people inside the buildings, but it's not residential. It's late at night, and Asian culture's got a lot of don't ask, don't tell. So people on the road might be slowing down a little bit, but nobody's nearby or approaching.
All right, so she'll draw her knife and probably try sneaking closer, try and get a hit with on it.
Make a dexterity stealth.
Does quick feet count?
You won't get a penalty if you're trying to do it quickly.
Okay. Them one, so no, she fails.
Okay. So as she's trying to quickly approach cautiously or quietly, it jerks its head and looks right at her and kind of snarls and clutches the box under its arm even tighter.
Is it trying to attack her, or does it seem just to be protective?
At this point, it just seems protective of what it's got. You can actually do a perception medicine roll.
Okay. There's something about perception medicine. What is that? Okay. 2 9s.
Okay. It seems a little bit dazed still, and you can see it's got several wounds on its body, so it doesn't seem to be doing very well.
All right, she'll try sneaking around it again to get like on the to the front of the vehicle.
Okay. You can make your dexterity stealth. This will be difficulty 9.
Okay.
Because it's looking straight at you.
Okay, so no successes.
Okay. So yeah, so it watches you as you circle around, and it shakes its head periodically.
Can I make it to the very front of the car where it can't see me?
Yeah, if
without
you
it attacking me?
It's yeah, you can get it'll allow you to get to the vehicle between you and it. And once it's out of sight, you can hear it starting to shuffle away from the vehicle.
She'll get on top, try and climb on top of the vehicle to jump down on it from above.
Okay, make a dex stealth roll then.
Okay.
This one won't have the difficulty change, so difficulty 6.
Gosh, stupid ones everywhere. Every time I get an easy roll, there's ones.
As you clamber up on top of the vehicle, you can see that it's kind of dragging its one foot as it's walking, but it stops and turns around, and this time it'll actually snarl at you and kind of rear up and brandish its fangs and one of its clawed hands as it's still clutching the box in the other.
That would be firearms to throw something, wouldn't it?
If you don't, well, no, it's just athletics for throwing something.
Okay, well, she's gonna try and take her dagger.
Okay.
She's gonna try and bury it in this thing's eye.
Okay, throwing it at him.
Yes.
Okay, and called shot to the eye.
Yes.
Okay.
She. I want to spend another willpower on it, but.
That'd be Dex Athletics.
Okay. Nope. So she probably misses. Because it really doesn't like my Dex Athletics roll. Every other roll I get really good at, but the one roll I have big pool on, I've not succeeded at once.
All right, so it will charge and body slam into the van to try to knock you off your footing. So let me just take a look here at and frick. So it body slams the van in an attempt to knock you off of it, but instead of knocking you off, it actually rebounds off the van and falls prone on the ground next to the van.
Okay. So so Yang Prana 1 is celerity, but it doesn't take effect till next turn, right? Essentially,
yeah.
So she's gonna spend a point of Yang.
Okay.
And activate Yang Prana 1 and try and she doesn't have a weapon though, so she's no way of dealing damage, but she's gonna try and jump down, grab the box, and run off.
All right. So you're spending the Yang this turn, and then next turn you're going to use your 2 actions to jump down and grab the box. Okay.
So since I'm jumping, can I use my acrobatics instead of? I
Yeah.
mean, it's the exact same dice
So
pool. So
basically, while you're focusing the yang chi, it's slowly trying to pick itself up off of the ground. So you can make your dexterity acrobatics roll to
okay.
leap at, in more or less like kind of half-ass jump kick the box out of its hands.
Can I spend a willpower on this or no? Since I spent chi.
No, you could spend the willpower too.
Yeah, so let's just spend willpower on this roll. And of course, god damn it, I didn't need I didn't need to.
Well, every little bit
Most
helps.
likely. There's four successes on that roll.
Okay. So your first action, you jump down, knocking the box out of its hands. And then you are grabbing the box, yes?
Yes, and running.
All right. And I will get you to roll Dex Athletics. And are you using any more use of Yang Prana to give yourself a speed boost, or?
She'll use one more. She'll use one more yang chi.
Okay. All right.
Wait.
So
When you spend a demon chi, do you have to roll? You have to roll Po.
You have to roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to roll your Po to be able to spend the demon chi.
Oh, okay. So
that's still an option too for you.
So I'm gonna roll. Can I roll Po to spend the demon chi instead of the yang chi?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do that first.
Yeah, roll Po. Your difficulty is 4, because you are very in touch with your demon. So yeah, you've got access to your demon chi.
Okay, so she's gonna spend one of her demon chi as a celerity action.
Okay. All right. So make dexterity athletics roll. You get to roll twice. So I guess double your dice pool, I guess, to make it easier.
So there's her first roll, her second roll.
And with its broken leg, you are easily going to be able to run away from it.
Okay. So she'll probably be running. Oh, crap. She'll probably be running into the nearest, like running as far away as she can get without, thinking people are going to see her super speeding through the streets, and then she'll duck into a building.
Okay. Let me see. You're not gonna find abandoned buildings or unlocked buildings at this point, but you only did the super speed for the first little bit, and then because you only spent the 2 points, right? One demon chi and one yang chi.
Yeah.
So you don't have you're running at a fast pace because you're a physically fit individual, but nothing that you would be concerned about any eyewitnesses having.
All right. So in that case, she'll just continue. If she can't find any buildings, she'll just continue back to her workplace.
Okay. Alrighty. And
she's specifically not opening the box till she gets there, just in case.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to get to your place of employment without alarm. You can hear sirens were getting closer to the area where the crash was, but you didn't stick around to see what was going on. So
okay, yeah. So she'll go in and she'll check on how the girl was doing. Make sure the girl and her driver made it back.
Yeah, no problems at all.
And then she'll probably go in her room and check out what's in the box.
What's in the box? All right. Well, inside this box is some very exquisitely carved daggers, wickedly curved with sawbacks and a secondary edge along the blade, with spiked guards, and the blade has very intricate blood grooves along the edge as well. It almost kind of hums to your touch.
Okay. Are there sheaths with them, right?
No.
There are no sheaths. Okay. So she'll probably pick them up and look them over. You know, kind of marvel at the craftsmanship. And
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Very, very well crafted.
yeah, she isn't really trying to figure out anything about it. She's just kind of going, you know, this is really, really amazing how this was crafted. And then she'll place them back in the box and she'll go out and find her ally, her, gosh, what did I name him? Her descendant.
Koruda. Koruda
Takeda. Yeah, Takeda. She'll find Takeda and ask if he has a backpack and some silk like handkerchief she could borrow.
We've got silk cloth, and we've got I've got a suit bag.
She can probably buy a backpack pretty easily, too. If she needs to. But she'll take the silk and she'll take them and she'll wrap the blade. And she'll take it back to her room and wrap the blades in the silk.
Okay. And what does she do with it?
And she'll probably like put them back in the box and she wraps them in the silk and close the box up and put it in her room while she's looking for something to carry it in.
Okay. Yeah, there's like you got big purses and suit bags that you've got easy access to.
Is there anything that would go well with her outfit for looking very innocent and schoolgirly? You know,
as far as your character can tell, sure.
okay, she'll take one of the purses and take it and put the knives in it.
And then what does she choose to do?
She'll probably need to feed. I mean, it's probably not something she needs to do super importantly, but she'll kind of be checking around the brothel, making sure everything's all right. Probably go to train some of her new trainees, some of the newer ones.
Okay. All right.
And like when she trains, she's very different from how she, was. Because normally, like with the whole thing, she didn't talk very much. She's a very quiet person, but when she trains, that's when you can really tell she's a thrashing dragon because she's full of energy. She's laughing and, she's hitting these guys full force and, chuckling as she's dodging. And generally, she looks like a little Japanese schoolgirl is how she prefers to dress even when training. But she because she's fighting the guy, she'll like kick in the air and flash him her underwear to distract him while she's fighting. She's very much that type of stereotypical thrashing dragon that you would think
Would
of
would
when
she
she's
even
training.
would she be even wearing underwear? Because that wasn't introduced to Japan until after World War II.
Hmm. Probably
If,
not then. But, I mean, they
yeah.
might have made her
Because just
Takeda
thinking about
flaw,
your
yeah.
your your flaw there, like there's only so much of modern behaviors that you're really going to understand. So
Yeah, I mean, Takeda could have had her wear some, but she probably wouldn't like wearing them, so probably would take them off whenever she got the chance. And he probably, I can just see it now. He just follows her. No, you gotta wear these. I don't want to. I don't like them. No, you gotta wear these. So yeah, that's probably some. That's just how she is when she's training and fighting. It's very much energetic and crazy almost.
okay. All right. So I guess is there anything else that she's wanting to do this evening?
She probably is gonna go out and hunt. So she'll probably go to ask her probably ask around for one of the nightclubs or what she wouldn't call them a nightclub, but somewhere where she can go and meet modern people.
Okay. Yeah, the driver can take you no problem. Um,
And
what
she will
else?
take her little purse with her, by the way. Just wanted to let you know.
Take your purse with you. All right. So yeah, he'll drive you out to a spot where you can meet and interact with other individuals. He'll take you to a club not too far from one of the colleges in Kyoto, so that you would have a better hope or better chance of blending in, for the most part, anyway.
All right. I'm just trying to
Um,
think because it's not exactly easy to feed as a thrashing dragon with their whole thing about eating people.
well, that's still a choice. I mean, you at least have enough enlightenment that you can get away with blood. And you have already accessed your demon chi, so you are able to grow fangs. You don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
So with just bong here, I'll get you to make. I'm just double checking what I got here for.
I already know how she's gonna try and get someone.
Okay, how is she gonna try to pick someone out of the crowd?
She's going to, find someone who looks, kind of, just kind of quiet, and she's gonna like walk over to them. This, and she's gonna be very, bubbly and excitable, and kind of just walk up, hey, who are you? You look interesting. She's kind of just gonna be like super friendly.
Okay. All right. Make an appearance in subterfuge roll, difficulty 7.
This will go well. Look at my massive dice pool. 2 dice.
Okay, so yeah, you start kind of trying to chat the guy up. He kind of looks at you and like, oh, well, yeah, sorry, just waiting for my buds. What? And kind of wanders off for you.
She literally just looks at him with one of those like sideways, like, oh well. This kind of smiles and just pops back into the crowd, looking for someone, possibly looking for someone who seems a bit more. How would she phrase it? Less tolerant of their sake.
All right, looking for someone who's a little bit drunk.
Yep.
So as she is doing that, from an earlier scene, we had two young ladies who were heading out to look for some fun in the wee hours of the morning on their way home. One of which is slightly allergic to sunlight, but the other one not so much, so isn't as concerned. And happen upon this club.
Against Fu's better judgment, it seems that Fu is going to be stopping by this establishment, likely due to the fact that Fu likes to live dangerously. We'll go ahead and say. And to that end, Fu darts into the nightclub as it's getting up there on the amount of time that Fu knows that at some point we're going to have to go in for the evening, but for now at least, Fu is close enough to shelter that if she needs to bed down in an emergency situation, she has a good out.
I could drive you if you need to. Just put you in the trunk.
Because that's just so dignified.
It's not dignified, but it's better than rotting.
Fair enough.
Such you said we could find something else to play with. I want to play. Well, this late at the night, it's kind of slim pickings. There's not too many people here.
Well, this is what happens when you come out at 5 till 5.
Surveying the room, I'll get you to make a perception alertness roll. And Joey, I'll get you to make an appearance subterfuge roll.
Yeah. Well, I know what skill this character's picking up on downtime.
I got one.
Okay.
I also got one.
All right. So Defender wins. So there's a few people kind of finishing off the night. You can see a few guys look like they're looking for last call, easy pickings to seduce home. There is somebody who's wearing like a Hirojitsu baby girl kind of dress and with a huge purse, walking around trying somehow unsuccessfully to pick up guys in this climate.
Fu is just shaking her damn head. Why, Suzu, why do they have to make it so easy?
Boys are easy.
Boys are easy, but what's your thoughts on that one? Specifically points out the Harajuku girl.
I don't know. Pretty bold not wearing underwear at this time of year.
And how the hell do you know that?
'Cause I looked. She doesn't have teeth, though.
Fu was just gonna sit there for a moment in sort of abject bewilderment. At some point, you're gonna tell me how you pull that off.
I don't know. They just kind of grew there after I entered this body.
That, and she'll give the Bakemono a slight shove to the side of the head. Not what I meant.
Oh.
Well, do you want to play with that one?
Okay. Let's see. So, well, slightly creepy looking girl approaches you. She does look like she's got the odd colored hair, and her eyes definitely have a dark soullessness to them. But she approaches Karuda. Hey there, little girl. Are you looking for a party tonight?
Mayumi just looks at her. Oh, I suppose so. What kind of party? Are there going to be boys there? And she leans forward and kind of just, leans forward and puts her hands on her head in her hands, and she's very obviously leaning her boobs forward, like jutting her boobs out when she does this.
Yes, we could get boys here. I'm pretty sure we could get... Which boy would you like? I'm sure I could get any boy for you.
Oh, boys are fun, but they're so stupid sometimes, And she's
That's
just
what's fun
literally
about them.
Mayumi starts chattering away, like, so what makes you think you can just get a boy with here to go to a party so easily? These boys around here are all no fun. I mean, they just sit there and look at you like you're crazy or something.
You know what, honey? I can have anybody I want. I could... Well, I suppose I could even take you home with me too if I wanted.
That that visibly startles Mayumi. Like her eyes kind of get wide and she opens her mouth and goes, "Oh," and like for the first, she's kind of speechless for a moment. And she goes, "Well, I mean, that would be certainly very surprising. I mean, she was raised during feudal Japan. I mean, she's not exactly going to really understand what homosexuality is at all."
That depends on which historian you speak with, but so she'll continue. She's like, well, yeah, I mean, if boys are silly, then, obviously there should be other options, don't you think?
I guess so. I mean, it makes sense, and she's just kind of confused, looking back and forth now.
So why don't you just come with me and my girlfriend over there? We could take this party elsewhere.
Girlfriend, and she looks in the direction you indicated.
Phil is sitting at the bar with a look of sort of unattached, with just an unattached, blasé look on her face as she is sipping out of a cup of hot sake.
Yes,
Well, I mean,
her over
I
there.
guess I can go with. I guess. I don't see why not.
Excellent. It'll be a good time. She'll put her arm, hook your arm with her arm, and start dragging you towards the other girl at the bar. She said she'll come home with us to party.
Phil looks down at her watch, then looks up at Suzu. That was quick.
I just have a way with people.
You do, don't you?
Yeah.
Phil will slip off of the stool.
You can actually make a perception empathy roll there, Vince.
One.
Okay. It was quick, but this girl on her arm doesn't seem to have as much focus on Suzu as the others that she's been able to lure.
Now the hair on the back of Fu's neck is going up just a bit. As Fu seems to just have a devilish grin on her face and looks over this individual. Well, let's see where the night takes us. We'll find out what little bits of your soul we can pick away at in our own version of young debauchery.
Yay. I'll drive.
You want to drive? All right, you can drive.
I'll drive.
All
You
right.
two can make out in the back. That way you get more time with her.
Every time she wants to drive.
It's my job, isn't it?
It is your job. And she'll take the keys out of her pocket and toss them over to Suzu.
She'll take them and she'll go to their vehicle and get in the driver's seat.
Mayumi's following very carefully. Just kind of not really suspicious, more just kind of shy.
Fu stretches out her arms out and then curls them up over her head, hands resting on the back of her skull as she interlaces her own fingers, and sort of lets out a well-practiced yawn. Oh, this night has been a total bust. Let's hope this pans out.
Mayumi's head goes like 45 degrees to the left, and she raises an eyebrow. A total bust. What does that mean?
Sort of 45 degrees to the right. Total bust. Didn't go as well as planned.
Oh, and she kind of just goes, it's just the same sort of surprise. Oh, okay. I guess that's a good answer.
What's up with the purse? Points at the oversized satchel.
She just grins. Mayumi just kind of shrugs. I figure if I'm going out, I need something to carry my things in.
Are you carrying a sack of potatoes?
If I was, would you really care or be upset about it? Or perhaps it's the baby. They like to make noise. Sometimes I just put them in my purse to quiet them down. And there's a deadpan expression on her face when she says this.
There's a thought that goes through Fu's head. I must be on the Devil Tiger version of Punk'd. Ogawa's gonna pop out of the shadows with a video camera.
You do notice that that Mayumi is, when she's sitting in the car seat, has her legs folded and is sitting very formally. That would be something very definitely noticeable.
Fu's gonna get in the back of the car and not say anything, just sit in her sort of overly relaxed way, one leg up over the other, but sitting back in a way that she can put one arm up over the back of the seat and one arm across the sill of the window. And on that extended arm, her fingers are simply tapping, the nails filed to a rounded edge, sort of tapping against the faux leather of the seats. So, you're no common girl, are you?
Who I am is of no importance.
Do you hear that?
Hear
I
what,
think she
Susan?
I think she does have babies in her purse. Do you not hear that?
Is there a baby in your purse, little one?
If there was, it's only for a snack later. And she winks at you. And it's a very big drawl, slow wink, like very overemphasized.
Oh. You can hear it whispering. The babies are whispering.
Well, it's better than them yelling, I suppose. I hate it when children cry.
Fu's gonna lean forward, steeple her fingers over her lips. You eat children as a snack, do you?
Only when the fathers are stupid and leave them lying around. And she just kind of says it matter of factly, but she's kind of it's just you can't really tell if she's joking or not the way she says it.
You can make a manipulation subterfuge roll if you want them not to be able to tell if you are joking or not.
She just honestly isn't trying to. But I can make people like. Two successes.
Okay.
Only one. Fu's fingers sitting there and looking at this woman who's matter-of-factly talking about eating children. Sort of curls her one hand over the other and rests her lips against her own hand and her nose just atop her knuckles. Why don't you show me what's in the bag, little one?
And she raises an eyebrow. And why would I do that? Can you not see a joke when you hear one? And I try not to take one's appearance as a judge of their character, but you look quite humorless. I didn't think it was true. And she just raises an eyebrow.
She lowers her hands and rests her chin on top of her knuckles, and she has this sneer, or not really a sneer, but a smirk across her face. Anyone who would eat a child, even as a joke, fancies themselves something of a bit of a devil, wouldn't you say?
Devils are all around. It's rare to find one who isn't a devil. Wouldn't you agree?
I'd say there are plenty of pretenders out there.
Yes, there are a few true devils. Most of them end up meeting their ends before they do too much damage to this beautiful world.
Is that a fact?
It is a fact, but not a given rule. Because if it was every fact has exceptions, every rule has exceptions to it. It is a world of many possibilities and uncertainties.
Fu gets a very, very toothy grin and is trying to show all signs of mirth at this point. Sort of just that happy grin, but that grin has a very, very specific intent behind it that she's not trying to show off, because there's a certain feeling that this devil tiger has about what this new person has just said. As a manipulation subterfuge roll.
That's what you rolled, Vince, the manipulation subterfuge?
Yeah, 2 successes.
Okay.
Because I don't think enchanting voice is going to apply here.
No, probably not so much.
And Smooth might have if it wasn't a damn 3. Dice are not kind tonight. I'm glad I didn't have to make a Dharma roll.
Your perception empathy then, Joey?
Okay.
Yeah, no doubt, Vince.
Should have seen earlier. Every small dice pool I was getting decent rolls on, but my one big dice pool I kept failing at. I think I succeeded at it once.
Yeah, it was pretty sad. But then again, so did the bad guys you were fighting, so that was okay too.
Well, for all appearances, it would seem that Fu is just delighted by your presence, and that smile is cheerful and warm, and she seems to get the joke.
Mayumi just kind of chuckles and sits there, just kind of looking out the window. Her bag is sitting in between her and the door. She kind of, if it wasn't there originally, she shifted it there. Not not really on purpose, kind of just absent-mindedly shifting it there while you guys are talking.
Okay. Hey, we're here. Now it's time to party.
What was the naughty girl after bath time? What did she do with her? Where did she go?
I think she went to go wrap her hand up with some bandages. Would you like me to go get her?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm sure she had a traumatic bathing accident. We don't need to wake her up. It's late.
Yeah. That's true. Are we going to go bath again?
Not right now. You've already been clean today, Suzu.
Okay.
Such an eager beaver.
Yeah.
Well, please, young miss, join us upstairs, won't you?
She'll slowly follow. Mayumi will slowly follow you guys up.
And you walk into a decent apartment, or a decent level of a decent home that, surprisingly for Fu, has a lot of books in it. Those aren't necessarily for Fu.
No. Jiro's probably passed out with his face in a book.
Fu looks at Jiro, smacks him on top of the head.
Sorry.
Go not here.
Yes, sure.
Sorry, my roommate. Bit of a bookworm.
Mayumi just kind of shrugs. All right.
So, this is my humble abode. It's fairly simple, but it gives us everything we need. A roof over our head, warmth, place to sleep.
She kind of looks around. It has a certain homey feeling about it.
And this couch right here, and she'll gesture towards it. Oh, the memories. All the people that come here.
Some of them
My
get to leave
abode
too.
sounds similar to my abode.
Would you like to sit on this couch, young miss?
She kind of looks at it. I don't see why you need to ask.
Well, judging by the way you comported yourself in the car, it seems you're a proper young lady out on a night for the let me try that again. A proper young lady out for a night on the town. Looks like someone's sowing their wild oats. And so, let's play that game. I'm the brigand and you're the proper young lady.
You see a glint in Mayumi's eyes. All right. And she gestures at the couch. May I sit down?
Suit yourself. Gesture broadly towards the couch.
She'll sit down and then just looks up at Fu.
Would you like Suzu to take your bag?
No, I think I'd like to keep it on me.
Fu is
I
going to
tell
walk.
you it. The babies are still whispering.
Are you sure that's what you're hearing, Suzu?
I swear it.
Do you swear it on never getting to play with anything ever again?
Well, I don't really know what babies sound like when they're whispering, so I mean I could be wrong, I guess.
You hear something from the bag, though.
Something from her anyway. Maybe she's just whispering at me. She kind of looks at you. Are you whispering at me?
Mayumi grins. Maybe. And Sheila. She has fangs. You would notice because she was getting ready to feed earlier.
Spending a point of demon chi to grow fangs. So we've got somebody with fangs in your apartment, at least.
I swear if this is
And out of character, she actually forgot to put them back in. She didn't mean to do that, but it's just a fun thing to do for fun. But the character just forgot that she had her fangs out.
Fu is going to crack her neck as she shrugs out of her jacket, setting it down, wearing the tank top. Oh, I think we're going to have to see what's inside that bag.
Mayumi just raised an eyebrow at her. And why would that be? It has nothing to do with the matter that we came here to discuss, and she emphasizes the word discuss this evening.
All looks of mirth and pleasantry have gone from Fu's face as Fu now takes on a more menacing appearance. I'm going to have to insist you open that bag.
Mayumi just stands up and crosses her arms. Why? I did think you would be like a politer host than that.
Surprising how things change.
God, I don't want to do this, and out of character, I don't want to do this because this is not going to go fun. But Mayumi just raises an eyebrow. That could be said for multiple people.
I don't know where you come from, Gaki, but you were hunting in my homestead, and I don't like it.
Well, you could have gone and dispensed with the charade and spoken. I rather appreciate a honest individual than a deceptive one.
Then you've come to the wrong prefecture. This is Kyoto, and I can tell you that nobody here speaks.
I actually need to roll manipulation subterfuge for that because she was lying her ass off. 1 success.
1 success.
Goes to defender in a case of a tie.
Yep.
But who's the defender?
She would be.
There's 2 she's.
We're both
room.
she's.
Yeah. Fu's the defender because you were attacking with your subterfuge roll.
Oh, this Fu's just already in her head, just thinking directly to her Poe. You know, there are some nights where I think you get your way just out of pure and total luck. Fu is going to spend a Yang Chi to buff strength up by 1 for now. And Fu adopts a look as she simply just taps Suzu on the shoulder. Suzu, our guest is being belligerent inside our home.
That doesn't seem right. You should be more respectful of the master.
Mayumi looks at Suzu, nods her head, and I will be respectful by leaving her to her own abode. And she picks up her purse and starts walking towards the door.
Fu's gonna have to put that arm out to insist that you don't leave until you open that bag.
Hey,
Master
can I
has
do that
been
thing?
looking for an enemy. Are you that enemy that Master has been looking for?
I do not know of any enemies. I certainly did not have any, and I don't wish to gain any.
Tell me, have you presented yourself?
Give me 1 second, I gotta look something up out of character.
Okay.
Get the Spot Kirk battle theme up. Ba-da-da-da-da.
I have no foes but the guy Kokuhito, so please do not think I am trying to make enemies.
Tell me, have you presented yourself to Sosen Kisarage yet?
Eyebrow gets raised. To whom?
Deep in Hill, yep. This is just the way my life is now.
Hey, you wanted a roll.
Do you have something to hide in that bag that would do ill to the Court of the Four Winds, to our beloved ancestor? Would I need to bring you to the attention of the first Oni, Ogawa-kun?
2 eyebrows are raised now. I do not know what you're speaking about. What is in that bag I earned rightfully.
And if it's nothing that I need to worry about, it's yours to keep. If it's a problem for the Sosen and her court, we have a problem.
It's only a problem if you try and hurt me or my descendants.
Open the bag and we'll see whether that's necessary. Let's hope for everyone's sake that it's not. Although, I'm going to roll some manipulation subterfuge on that one.
She just looks, tell me, do you hold any high position in this court? Are you an official of this court?
Fu leans forward, looks Mayami directly in the eye. I am Magina of the Court of Four Winds and currently looking to root out those that serve nefarious masters. Are you going to put yourself in line with such individuals to the point where
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
To the point where my interest is piqued enough that I decide that you're a threat to this court.
My only master are the Shiryu Taiga. I assure you I am no threat to this court of yours.
And yet we have a very big threat that has been operating within the court's purview, which you have been, who hasn't presented themselves to our dear Sosen, which you also have, and has the potential to be a very large threat, which remains to be seen. Do we want to go for the trifecta and knock this out of the park? Or do we just want to make this a case of little Fu being just a bit overly cautious?
Mayumi just looks at her and starts laughing. You think I'm here to harm you or your court, as you call it? I do not. I do not believe the audacity of so-called courtiers. I assure you I have no issue with you, and I'll even show you what's in my bag. She holds up one finger. But do not attack. Please, let me explain.
Whether or not you get attacked is entirely dependent on your behavior, little miss.
She reaches in the bag and takes out her prize. And she's holding them very loosely in her hands with a look of, just kind of, not really defiance, but like, see, this is all I had kind of look.
What is her prize? Because I wasn't here for that part of the scene.
She has two very ornate knives that are wrapped in silk.
Fu's brows go up as she looks at them. Interesting. Where did you find them?
A car was making some issues with my client, with my charge, and I followed them, and some strange Oni emerged from it, and actually she wouldn't say car, she'd say one of the metal carriages. And I took this from it. It didn't need them anyways. It would have died soon after I left.
Fu would tentatively reach out a hand to place a finger on the hilt of one of the daggers.
Are you doing it like fast or quick, or does it just seem like you're trying to take him away from her, or just going
No,
reaching out to touch them?
just reaching out to touch them.
She'd let you touch them. If it looked like you were going to take him away, then she'd probably try to run you through with them.
They seem to hum a little bit to your touch as she touches the hilt.
Now these are interesting. What Dharma are you, little miss?
Dharma? I follow the path of the dragons that laugh in the morning rainbows.
You have no idea how much I want to punch you in the face right now, she says, just offhandedly, as she shakes her head, looking like she has a severe migraine now.
Did it sound? Was that said jokingly or aggressively? Actually, I'm just going to make a perception empathy to figure it out.
Go ahead and make it a PB.
This will make it interesting if she fails. One success.
It's very sort of offhanded, the way she said it, almost as if, why does this always happen to me?
Okay, then Mayumi just goes, I sincerely hope you never say that again to me. It's rather rude for a host to insult her guests directly.
I'm not even going to dignify that with a response. She'll wrap her hand around one of the blades. She's not jerking it away, but she wants to inspect it. And if allowed, she'll actually hold it up to the light of the lamp.
Yeah, she won't stop her, but she holds the other one, and you notice the other dagger has shifted from being in a very neutral grip to being held reverse against her side. Reverse grip against her side.
Phil will raise a brow and just look over at her. If this became a fight, it would have done so already.
Yes, but I simply don't want you to try and take what I earned.
How far along are you in your Dharma?
If you mean this life I recently started, I've been back no more than a year.
So you're a little running monkey, then.
That just gets an eyebrow raised at it.
Fu looks over her shoulder. Are you really so fresh that you don't understand basic terminology within KbN culture?
Wait, KbN?
KbN.
Okay, I thought you said KbN. I was very confused.
Ew. Gross.
I don't understand, but I suppose that answers your question.
You've taken your first steps in your Dharma as a flashing dragon. Me, on the other hand, and she'll make a few swipes in the air, facing away from Mayumi. Me, I've taken several steps towards enlightenment, more than a few, on the path of the Devil Tiger. You professing yourself as some sort of devil, even in joking, I find highly offensive. And she turns around and gonna roll that manipulation and intimidation to look menacing. Marginally intimidating.
The reaction to you looking intimidating is the tip of the blade that's held next to her hand held next to her side starts going in a very slight circle, but otherwise she doesn't show being intimidated or nervous.
Let me make you a very, very strong warning about what you're thinking about doing. aside from me, a much more advanced and skilled Cathayan facing you down directly, you also have my associate Suzu, who is a very, very potent Bakemono who is undyingly loyal to me. So if you have any inclination of getting froggy, as the Westerners say.
She actually hisses at the when you say the word Westerners. It doesn't seem like it's directed at you, more at the actual word, but
I would highly recommend you relax yourself down and put that blade on the ground if you wish to keep it.
she very slowly kneels and sets it down and is glaring like death at you. If it will please you, I am going to take my leave as soon as you give me back my blades.
This is what I'm going to do to ensure that you don't make a fatal faux pas, little miss. These blades are going to go to our ancestor, the one who is in charge of this entire prefecture, the one who decides who lives and who dies. You'll go and present yourself to her, and if all is well, she'll happily give you these items which you earned through what I'm guessing is violent means, which I can find some merit in. If she deems that for whatever reason you aren't deserving of them, she'll keep them safe until you are. Sosin Kisaragi is exceedingly fair-minded.
Unlike her servants, it appears. Just kind of said almost petulantly, almost like a child.
I need to make a roll, Jacob.
Yeah, I think you do. Am I
It's been a while,
rolling?
so you're going to have to refresh me on this one.
You roll your hun, I roll your po.
Oh, damn it.
What?
I don't suppose I can spend a willpower on this.
I don't think you're able to, because technically both sides could spend willpower.
Oh, this is so much easier back when the Poe was only...
3.
Oh, balls.
Your po botched.
Wow, the Poe and the Hun.
And the
both.
hun. So you are basically stunned at a psychic battle inside your head. So you kind of got this
Is it the Hun and the Poe sitting there slap fighting with each other?
yeah, and you probably got the weirdest expression on your face. Did I leave the stove on? Do I smell toast burning?
Finn was actually going to get kind of pissed at her Poe for a minute, and she's just going to, in her head, she's just going to be like, the hell was that?
What would that be?
What the
That'd be
hell
a
is wrong with you?
Be a dad.
And she'll shake her head a few times and look at the thrashing dragon. I'm sorry. My Poe decided that it wanted to slap fight with me for some reason. Rather than
I
wrestle
actually need
for
to look up my Poe. If you need to look up.
Yours is all about lecturing. So.
Because I have didactic. Oh, okay. I just need
Yeah.
to look up the conditions for takeover. Because I wasn't sure if I had the one where you get embarrassed, and it freaks out. And I want to make sure I didn't.
Well, while you're looking that up, I think Fu will nod at Suzu and then nod at the blade on the ground. As Fu
No,
tries
you're.
to unravel the mystery of why there's toast burning.
No, the dragon's still okay.
Okay.
Your Poe's not gonna try anything right now.
So yeah, she'll just make the gestures for Suzu to pick up the other errant blade.
I was considering while you were doing that, trying to pull the same stunt I did earlier, but I figured, yeah, we'll just kill you later in your sleep.
That's just cute. Now, do you have a name, little Gaki?
Give me 1 second.
Jake, you always take me to the nicest dances.
Yeah.
Anata no Yumi no menu. No menu is my name. So is what the thrashing dragon says.
Out of character, I missed every little part of that.
Put it in chat since you didn't hear it.
Okay, thank you. It's like 3, almost 4 o'clock in the morning. Fu looks at her. From what era did you take your second breath from?
The last thing I remember was the Sengoku Jidai.
Okay. This is a free bit of advice that I'll give you. Just once. Take a more modern name.
Fu does speak Japanese, right? Because she would have seen the.
Well, we're all speaking Japanese.
Yeah,
Technically.
because she would have, out of character, she would have seen what that
Out of
name
character,
was.
I
It's
know that
actually,
there's darling in it.
Well, actually, it translates to the bitch of your dreams. Because you got the thrashing dragon really annoyed. So she's going to be a cunt to you, really?
Jacob, why do they always do this?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess they just don't take the devil tiger seriously.
I guess not. I'm rolling initiative.
Okay.
God damn it. And I'm spending a point of Yang Chi on strength.
Another point?
Yeah, because I've got 2 blood Shintai.
Yeah.
I can go up to
Yeah,
4
you
now.
can do that now.
It's not like those damn Kinjin that get everything for free.
Yeah. You got like
Bastards.
2 levels of Auspex for free, so what are you complaining about?
Yeah. Be nice to be able to buff all my stats, though. You know, that's always a nice little bit.
So +8. Wow.
+6. I have a 4 and 4, 4 and 2, 6. I have a 10.
I have a 12.
You were going first, as Fu looks like she's just had enough of your shit.
Hmm. Mayumi's just going to. She's still kneeling on the floor, correct? Suzu hasn't gone to pick up the blade yet, so she wouldn't have moved yet.
Well, she had instructed Suzu to go pick it up, so I'll leave that one in our ST's hand.
I think for safety of the scene, it would probably be best if the daggers were not within reach of either of you.
Okay.
Fu has one in her hand.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
in that case, then no, Suzu hasn't picked up the other one yet. Because if Fu's holding one, then the other one should be within Meinu's reach.
Mayumi's just gonna grab the dagger and backflip backwards.
Okay, Dex acrobatics.
So 1 success.
Doesn't look effortless, but you manage to flip yourself.
And she's just trying to get out of the way and basically protect herself. She's not a ruthless, mindless killer. She's smart.
You poked at a tiger. I would contest that. Um,
I mean, you also were also insulting a dragon and really pissing her off. This is like the worst combination of dharmas and characters to.
the ancestors sent a little lizard? Fu is going to go with a martial art killing blow.
Which isn't that serious.
No, it's not. It's really less less menacing than it sounds.
Killing blow if you're immortal.
Killing blow if you're immortal.
Let me find. I
you're-
actually need to find the thing for martial arts because I have it too, but I don't know.
Oh, this
Any of
is
the stuff.
purposes now. I just realized this dagger obviously does. No, she's not trying to actually kill Miyumi. So yeah, this is gonna be a martial arts blow. Manages a success, but with Mayumi's backflip, I think that well, up to you.
Yeah, that backflip would kind of be like a dodge, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So one success. So you don't manage to strike her with your kick or whatever it was that you were.
Sort of the tiger claw swipe, and
That's ironic.
you know.
Hamster style.
No, it's ironic because her martial arts style is tiger style too. It's just kind of funny.
There we go. Yeah, so Fu is intentionally avoiding using the knife because she's not trying to actually end you, but she does want to put some.
As long as she doesn't look like she's trying to stab her with the knife, Mayumi's just going to keep the other knife basically out of the way.
Well, we'll see how this goes.
You guys are both holding a knife with one hand and attacking with your bare hand. That's awesome.
Mayumi is gonna, for her turn, is gonna spend a point of. Let me look this up. Just give me 1 second.
I have to imagine that they have the same prana.
I shouldn't spend a yang point at the beginning for extra initiative.
You already win an initiative.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she'll spend a point of yang chi to activate principal emotion for an additional action next turn. And then she's basically just gonna, for this turn, she's gonna back up with her hands kind of in a defensive position with the knife held in her back hand in a reverse grip, just kind of like when her front hand in front, like, you know, in a kind of a stay back kind of gesture. She's not telling you to stay back. She just has her hands up like that.
Yeah, Fu is licking her lips at this point. You're in here in my home, in my territory, in the den of a tiger, and constantly poking at it. You're a silly little creature, a little lizard that doesn't know when to shut their mouth.
The only response you get is a short monologues lead to killing blows. It's just matter-of-factly said.
And Fu is going to... What is Fu going to do? I have an idea of what Fu is going to do. Just gotta see what player spends a point of chi, makes dexterity, athletics. What is Fu's athletics? Oh god, they're all at 3. Okay. Fu is going to make a sigh. Lick her lips. You can put the blade on the ground and leave.
Given that you attacked me, I think it fair that I have a means to defend myself until I get back to my abode. You keep one, I keep the other. Insurance, you could say.
Or I tell the Sosen that some little running monkey decided that they knew better than Agena of the court. Imagine the
No, I
humiliation.
simply don't trust a tiger that attacked.
You poked the tiger with a stick. You got exactly what was deserved.
Doesn't mean I have to trust you.
I don't need your trust. I need your obedience. Imagine all that egg on your face when you go before the Sosen to get this back, and she'll hold up the other blade. Or
Mayumi flips the dagger around. She'll look for something that's not open floor to stick it in. So she's probably end up like sticking in the bookshelf or something. And with her extra 2 actions, she's gonna walk out the door super speed. Not even say goodbye or anything. She's just out the door. And Jacob, when you have time, I have a scene that needs to get done when we have time.
Yes. So that'd be your follow-up scene with the ancestor?
Nope.
Oh. Okay.
Fu will simply take the 2 blades, wrap them up in... I don't know if Mayumi left the silk behind.
She would have taken the silk.
Okay, so she'll wrap them up in whatever she has close to the equivalent of. And simply leave them with Suzu. Suzu, I need you to put these in a place where no one's going to dare try and get them.
Okay.
Let me
I
be
can do
clear on that, Suzu. Do you remember when you were getting a bath earlier?
Yes.
Where our friend decided she was going to go poking around.
These daggers are rather large.
Nobody likes a quitter, Suzu.
Yes, master. I'll make it happen.
That's my girl.
They will be safe.
Good. And that's pretty much how Fu's night's gonna end.
Yeah, it is very late at night. So, a little bit of shenanigans. Not a...
Mayumi is, just so you know, for the scene purposes, Mayumi's going straight back to her home, and she's going to ask her descendant for help using this thing that she heard him mention called the internet.
Okay, we can discuss that aside then, or you can blue book what your request is of him. And we will leave these two. Fu, again, encounters a new face to Kyoto, and this one did not go as smoothly as the last, but seems like most of Fu's new acquaintances do not go smoothly. Must just be a dharmic thing. And thank you for watching this evening. Sayonara.